My name is Richard Terrell. I go by Kirby Kid, and you are watching DO Live. I've been playing Cuphead, just playing a little bit every other night or so, and I'm on part 4 of this, so we're just going to keep going. And maybe I'll learn how to parry a little bit better. Maybe I'll get through more than 56% of the game, but otherwise we're going to be talking about design. And if anybody joins me from the Discord, they can talk about whatever topic they want as I continue to play. A couple interesting topics popped up in our Discord over the last few days. I didn't get to cover them all in yesterday's stream, but some of the topics include, what were we talking about? The Flurry Rush from Breath of the Wild. We were talking about Cuphead, like I told you yesterday, and we also were talking about asymmetrical multiplayer games and how Destiny's new Horde mode / PvP hybrid could be interesting. We were going to keep our eyes on that. So if those things sound interesting to you, jump in the Discord or jump in the chat and we can take it from there. I'm going to get up the Twitch chat.
Here's a real high-class bout. And begin!
I'm not even looking at the screen. I probably should experiment with more weapons nowadays. Wow. Did I get the achievement? Yeah, I got the achievement for 4 in a row. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to do right there. Wish I could remap the dash button. I keep hitting the wrong button. Let's try to parry that. Might as well try to parry everything.
You're up.
Jeez.
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
Somebody died immediately off screen. I must have hit it. Oh, come on.
A great slam and then some. And begin.
I always found it annoying when watching speedrunners practice and they kept resetting their progress after like a couple of minutes and you just see the beginning of the game over and over and over again. This particular harsh death penalty style for this game kind of makes that sort of a natural and efficient way to play because you just don't want to lose too much health at the beginning. It's kind of how it works. Oh, shoes! Okay, big space to my left. Oh, it's so annoying to miss a parry by landing on a platform. That was close. These holes in the platforms are really annoying. Oh, come on. That was very close! Got hit in the butt. And I looked up some of the damage values for these moves.
Now go.
Sometimes I just feel like it's really hard to tell how much damage you do when you don't have a health bar. Like, it's just... Oh my gosh.
This match will get red hot. It's on.
It, these random holes in the platform placements are annoying. Couldn't parry that apparently. Oh jeez. So they made it to where a full jump on one of these platforms isn't enough to clear that gap? You kidding me? What else can it? What else is it supposed to do? That looks like it clears it. Nope, I'm in trouble. You're only in trouble if you get caught. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh, there's no platforms on that whole side right there. Just like a solid missing column.
A great slam and then some.
All right.
It's on.
I don't like when enemies layer up like that, where they're standing on top of each other for the most part. It's just, especially when you're like, my bullet's only hitting one of you. So. Wow, I went a lot farther than I thought it was. Oh, come on. Hit the wrong button. Tried to use the special.
Good day.
What is special?
Well done.
B?
Now go.
I needed just horizontal dash.
Here's a real high-class bout. Now go.
I try to do stuff like that where you like jump really quick and dash. Maybe that'll help me in these tight situations like this. It's pretty good. But the button placement of jump and dash is really awkward. Vertical across the buttons? No, thanks. I don't remember what B does. Okay, could I not go anywhere over there? I don't think I could jump vertically and the guy just walked up in my face. This randomness is lame. Maybe you're supposed to always be looking at the platforms and just always use that to make your decisions, but oh, come on. But the platforms are sliding up all the time.
Now go.
Okay. I think he stopped earlier, or did he not? Or did I stand on this one? Yeah, he has a random stopping place. Great. So much randomness. Just random. Ah, come on.
A great slam and then some. You're up.
Now he stopped on that pillar, or on that column. Tried to optimize my angle in this thing. Didn't quite work out. I guess he slaps things with a straw. That's kind of cool. I hate this one. Maybe I just stay up at the top of the screen. That's a decent strat. The platform almost killed me. Let's get you into a plane. No. Okay. Am I supposed to shoot down? Because jumping up and shooting down is really awkward in this game, where it makes you fall through the platform. If you're on the analog stick, it's not easy. Let me try this then. Okay.
Here's a real high-class bout. And begin! A great slam and then
I don't know if I'm trying to dodge his chest or his arm in the back. I guess. close. Oh wow, a platform there that I didn't see. It's just on a slightly different It's hard to parry something when the platform comes up off the top of the screen randomly.
And begin!
Nope, no platforms over here. I have to wait for that to leave. I jumped.
A great slam and then some. Here goes.
Jeez.
A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
No platforms over here. I guess you can power up big time on those. Oh, that was bad. Oh. So she took enough damage during that sequence, and you can still hurt her in this sequence, it looks like. And then no damage. What part am I supposed to hit? Okay. Okay, so maybe save my super for
A
then.
brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
I didn't see that platform there. Oh, come on. Really? It doesn't give you a lot of time to freaking get out of the way when there's not necessarily enough platforms for you to... Shoot. Oh, they blocked my shots. I'm not sure how to hurt this final bee. Can't shoot down at all with this controller. Yeah, I knew that was coming, but I had to. That was so stupid. So I gotta find a super that actually can hit down there. Maybe use the homing homing shots because that's super freaking awkward. Maybe you can like jump on a platform and then use the right bumper to jump. Oh, I exit the menu. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Hold right bumper, jump, hit down. Don't tell me what to do. I wonder how short this is, because I could use that for
Here's a real high-class bout. It's on.
Come on! Slip off the side of a platform? Come on! This game doesn't give you a lot of invincibility frames either. I wonder if she goes through her cycle if you do enough damage to her. I missed that. Shoot. So you can't really hold down.
A brawl is surely brewing. Now go!
If I hold down, I can shoot, but if I jump at all, that's really awkward. So how do I shoot down?
Good day for a swell battle. It's on!
I'm gonna assume he's gonna stop.
This match will get red hot. You're up!
Wow. I guess I can do a lot of damage before that comes out. But then she goes in that stage. And then here I gotta jump, shoot down, jump. Oh! So So that's pretty short. It's not fast at all. Okay.
A great slam and then
I feel like that's
some.
useless.
Now go.
Man, it's like no platforms right there. Yeah, no platforms. Give me some platforms. Oh, shoes. No platforms, really. No platforms, really. It's just not cool. No platforms, I gotta do that. I gotta get as much damage as I can here. Shoot! I'm trying to jump! Oh shoot. Platforms I can't see, great. That was just such a bad boss. That's such a bad boss. And like, that super awkward down through platform thing at the end where you're shooting down, like, just don't. How about that? So I was using a weapon that does a decent amount of damage for individual shots, but if you have to like hold, I guess they want you to like jump high and like hold down, shoot, and then jump up again. Like, I don't know. I don't care. I want off these weapons. The super, I guess I used it super effectively. Stayed alive in that one instance. I like damage though. And this little lob thingy is annoying me, so let's go back to... I want to buy some new ones.
A brawl is surely brewing. You're up.
Am I hurting him by shooting the ship? Probably not. Finding the spots to do your 8-way aiming is kind of decent. Okay. Shoot! Shoot! Oh, I thought those were hurting me. Wow. Just like Mario Kart, I've had practice. Another one? Knew that was gonna happen. Are you kidding me? So I saw the shark going in the background. It went left. Then he goes, Auga. I'm like, oh. Cannonball from the front. But if they wanted to do something like that, they should have showed the eyeballs of the ship looking at the shark go away and like being afraid of it or whatever. And then the ship's like, I'll take care of the shark. And then you're like, oh, they're fighting and I need to just get out of the way. But I don't know if that would have made me want to get closer to the ship. That would... Oh, whatever. This game. I don't have a good weapon of hitting him that high.
This match will get red hot.
So then I guess it's about getting in this spot. And then getting as many of these as possible. And then you can lead that ahead. And then you just load them up. Oh, I have to shooting to stop? Maybe? Not good. Not good. Ah! Oh, and then the shark comes, he just comes like later? Ah! It went farther than I thought. Because I guess I died on it last time. So I guess the Ugo was for the shark and not for the other hazards coming at me. Maybe I should have just saved my invincibility for the part I was least familiar with. Oh, layered. Now they're all layering. Jeez. That's 3. Ah! That was super close. What's happening now? Oh my gosh. What? Whatever. I think he shot the projectile under me and it curled back over the top of me. These battles are so long and boring. It was kind of irritating with Shovel Knight levels where like, these are just kind of long, super long. But Shovel Knight's good. So I just need to parry everything I possibly can so I can do as much damage as I possibly can when I can. Now I'll save this to where I need it. Oh. I'll use this now. I don't know why we shoot this. I guess you stop him early. That's kind of cool. I was like, I don't know why you would shoot this guy and he dies. That was close. That was close. Nice tails make it nice and... Oh, come on. That was a really unfortunate layer of all that junk. Like, I don't know if that stuff's actually tuned at all. Like, perfectly tuned. Like, maybe I could have... I don't know. Maybe I have a little bit more control of... Oh, what?! Where was the tail for that one? Oh my gosh, jeez. Well, I've been saying the same thing about why this game is disappointing me, so no need to keep repeating that. I'll just try my best. Try my best. Oh my gosh, I missed. I'll save my Mega Laser for that last part. So I can get 2 Mega Lasers pretty easy. Here's one. I love that sound effect. I like that. So like if you play what's his name? Terry Kavanagh's game, when he has a lot of layered elements like that, he actually tunes his game like clockwork so that they're actually still playable and fair or whatever you want to call that. This game, not so confident. Oh my gosh. No! He popped up after it instead of dropping down, and that parry window was just not big enough. Oh, okay. This is so boring. I barely want to play this. Just such a bad format. A lot of people do this when they feel like their game's not long. They're just like, we'll make it to where the learning process is obtuse and difficult and needlessly complex. And then they'll spend more time with it and feel like they got a better value. Like, bad. I think he held off on spitting, or maybe that was just random. This is cool, kind of tipping things off early so that you can control your own timers somewhat. Like, that's cool. There's no inkies on that one. I don't know what... Oh, wow. Oh, he didn't pop up high that time? Okay. I'm just not doing a good job of avoiding that. Yeah,
Here's a real high-class bout. You're up.
like, you think they give you a little bit more invincibility after the super just because it freezes you in place, and it's really sort of probably not going to fit in nicely with all the other random events that you need to do very specific things to avoid. But hey, maybe I should have just done the super that, you know, makes you invincible if I wanted that bad. Play through the whole without the soundtrack? I just turned the music down for the stream, I think. Same trap. It was based on the ink that falls in Cuphead's Cuphead. I almost got hit right there. I don't like these projectiles at all. Oh, did he knock off the captain? That's what that was in the background. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was scratching my head. Very bad form right there. Yeah, the music.
Good day for a throwback.
Music is the kind of thing that gets you flagged on YouTube really easily, so do I really want it? The music's supposed to be that loud, so maybe I can hear it and you guys can't. That's fine by me. I need to do more damage. So that you can do a parry like that, but you have to get to the tap. It's so ridiculous. I wouldn't recommend it. At least it's possible. Hit that. I missed. Yeah, that's really hard to parry up. So if it's in your body when you come out of the super, they just nullify it. That was close. I was hoping that would do it like that, and it did it. Tried to jump. Yeah, he stops firing the cannonball right when the shark comes out. It canceled his animation, I think. Unless it was me transferring him to the next stage. Okay, that's dangerous. I hit the dodge button. That's alright.
Here's a real high-class bout. Here goes.
And the other thing about not having variable difficulty in your game is it makes it doubly worse. So like right now, you know, it's late. I should probably take a break. I don't need to like try this over and over and over to beat it. But then I have nothing else to do in this game. And like going back takes a long time. It's not really. It's gonna be the same sort of problem unless I fight some of the easier bosses. That's why games that have variable difficulty, like you can just go into different stages or whatever, not hold the run button, just so much better. See, not trapping yourself is a really cool part about the strategy. Just like in Mega Man. Oh! That was a close. What? Shooting straight didn't hurt it? What happened? Shooting straight always hurt the dogs, unless. It's weird also that the bosses don't look hurt. They don't do like I'm hurt animations, but that's probably. Jeez. Those kind of patterns, especially at that speed, is just really probably not conducive for a platformer where your arcs are like this and they are swooping around like that underneath that sort of arc. Because you're like, oh, I'll just step back. And like I said before, one of the most annoying projectile angles in a platform is the diagonal, because as it's coming in, let me see if I can demonstrate this properly. Where is my stream? There we go. Let me see if I can draw on the screen. I explained this with the Hollow Knight stuff. So let's say this is my character. Normally, if a projectile comes in horizontally, your options are to walk back to increase the time, jump, and you can jump, and you got all this space and time to jump over it. And this thing only occupies a dot in time. So like, oh cool, so if I jump early, jump late, jump beyond it, even jump and cut back, I can land in some space behind here, it's safe, and then jump over. Like, you got really good reactability when a horizontal. If a vertical projectile comes, oops, don't do that. I don't even know what I'm manipulating. I can just remove that for now. So right here, if a vertical projectile is coming, and you can go left, you can go right, and then you don't want to jump into it, right? But even though it's coming down, if it's coming down here and you jump diagonally this way, you got a little bit of a window. It's not the best, but you can just easily sidestep this, right? You can roll, you can walk. You got all this horizontal room to play with without having to engage in the arc. So like that's also good for different reasons, right? But then when you have a diagonal projectile, it's like the worst of both worlds for you and the best for them. If it's coming in like this and it's coming at your face, if you walk forward, depending on the size of the projectile, this whole area is no good. If you walk backwards, depending on the size of the projectile, like if it keeps going down to the ground or something, it's like an orb, this whole area might be no good. So that means the only good space horizontally are here and here, which is not where you were anyway. Like maybe you have a dash or like a super fast teleport or whatever, but in general, if you're just using basic motion, it locks out an entire window horizontally right here on the ground. So then you're like, aha, I'll jump at it or over it, kind of like a horizontal projectile. Well, if you jump forward, you can't because it's coming forward. If you short hop forward, you can't because you're still in this horizontal box. If you jump straight up, that could work, but if you time it too early because you don't know the speed of the projectile or whatever, as it comes back down, it's going to land. You can easily land on top of it because it's going to be spending more time sort of in this area than it would if it were just horizontal. I think that's the case, Pythagorean theorem. And then if you're like, projectile's coming in, I'm going to back up. Again, if you land on this box, it's still it's a no good. Like all this area is bad. So a diagonal projectile, some of the best ways to handle it are jumping back. That's true. Jumping up is kind of questionable. Jumping forward is really bad. Walking forward is really bad, and walking back is really bad. So it's really just one projectile limits your space a ton. It's a lot for just a single incoming element. So what this pattern does is basically all types of projectiles. It's both horizontal, like you can't just simply walk left and right, especially considering how fast it is. It's horizontal, and it's also sort of diagonal in that its circular motion does a diagonal up. I'll just redraw that. So it looks like this. Its circular motion up is a diagonal up. Its circular motion back is a diagonal back. And because it's doing a loop, if you try to dodge this by jumping up and over, it's going to follow you and turn to a horizontal projectile. And then if you manage to get through that, it's actually coming back down around and making itself a diagonal down projectile. So really, this kind of pattern, I don't think you see in any platformers because it's broken. It's like too strong. It's too annoying and too limiting. Whatever you want to say. That's why you know, Castlevania, the Medusa heads are pretty complex for a movement pattern, and they just do this, right? They're basically just the diagonal portions of this sort of their potential movement, just the diagonals. But as they go up, that actually frees up, you know, this half of the walking space, and as they come down, it frees up this half. So you clearly have a pretty obvious window of like, start here, wait, go under. And then if they go under, it's the same window, but it's in the air. And that's why Medusa heads will give you much more space, much more freedom to sort of move around. Even though Castlevania's movement is it's a lot more fixed. You don't have air control. The principle still applies. So then you have, what's another type? Fire bars in Mario. So Mario has a flat ground, and oftentimes you have a fire bar that looks like this. I wrote a blog post a long time ago. It was like, what's the difference between this fire bar rotating clockwise versus counterclockwise? Well, it's all about understanding timing windows, right? And which window gives you sort of the most variety and the most sort of spectrum of risk reward. If the fire bar is moving in the same direction you're going, which is this way, and it's rotating this way, as soon as it gets past this danger zone, which is basically right here because you're standing right here, it's basically, you can walk and follow it, and it's easy to follow it, right? It's moving away from you, and if you hesitate, it's moving further away from you, making it less and less of a threat. And if you hesitate even more, it's going to take its longest cycle to get back around to you. This is the biggest window possible for getting through this safely. But if it's coming towards you, that means it's like... Let's try not to make it look like a penis. Do this. That's right. It should look like circles. When it's coming towards you like this, you wait here, and you're like, okay, if it was right here, I probably could have run under it like that really fast if I'm daring. If it's right here, maybe it's a run and duck, right? Like Mario can do that. If it's completely vertical, if you know anything about how the fire bars are tuned, Mario's duck is like a brick size when he's large Mario, but there's actually a perfect brick size here to slide under, even at its sort of maximum extension in the original Mario Brothers. That should be the case. So like there's even a space here if you're super bold. So this is the hardest, this is less hard, and this is less hard. So like you can see the spectrum represented very clearly in space here as the bar is coming in. But then as it's right here, if you were hesitant or late, if you need to slide under to get under this part, which is the equivalent angle of the one over here, which I can't clean this up, this is all I got, then you need to have backed up and run and slid here. But if you do a standing slide, you're probably not going to make this. That's another variant. And then if it's right here, you can just kind of walk under. And then the cool part is, when it gets past the threatening zone, which is like right about here, it actually has the shorter amount of time to get back into sort of this interesting mix of things, while if it went in the other direction, it takes the longest time to get back to any of its interesting mixes. So there's a big difference between which way your projectiles rotate, which way your fireballs are set, and it's just based off timing, spacing, and just understanding how your game works. So back to freaking Cuphead. It just feels like that projectile is way too limiting. It's not even pink, so you can't even parry it, right? Because like landing on top of this is one of the fears of having an aggressive diagonal projectile. So if you could parry it, that actually would complement the higher skill that you're kind of looking for in this game anyways. It might have been cool, but no. He only shoots 3 pinks, maybe? I wonder if he waited extra long there because of the... That's cool. Parry, super. That's cool. You know that's cool. Oh, shoot! He just busted that out, like, instantly. So, like, why does he hesitate sometimes, and why doesn't he others? Is it random, or is it something behind the scenes trying to not make the situation so cheap, right? Like, I don't know. But See, he waited there. I think he waited the same exact way last time in the same exact fashion. I think it's gonna be pink, yeah. Because you can only shoot 3 pink and only one of them's gonna be yellow, but he can mix up whether it's like a 3 or a 2 or whatever. Was I secretly crouch ducking it, or only when they jump out? Like, he does a weird mini hop right when he lands, and that allows 2 of the bullets to hit him, but otherwise... Oh, no ink. No ink in this Cuphead. I don't think so. I'm going to die. Somebody clip that. I say that. It's cool knowing that I could have walked towards... So here come the projectiles. Can I get ready for them? And see how I'm like trying to walk back into the space, but it's still being threatened? Ugh. What? Parry, cool. Go for the second parry. Nothing happens. What? Falls through. Dead. I don't think I missed that window. But whatever, Cuphead. Do what you want.
Good day for a throwback.
I'm not going to be...
Go.
It doesn't matter. You already know I don't like this too much. It's neat, but not too much. How's the damage output for doing one super versus all these? Okay, thought that might happen. I went for it. I just slightly moved forward on accident. Wow, perfect spacing. These cannonballs come out a little faster than... Whoa! Wrong direction. Wow. Whatever. That was cool. I was just about to hit the dodge button. I was just pushing it. See, then they slide their stomachs. A little cheeky there. Too early. That's annoying. Can I just play this straight? Jeez. It looked like the laser actually came out before he fully opened his mouth. Shouldn't it be like clearly like mouth laser? I mean, you could be taking it from the school of Napa, but Napa's stupid. Oh, I missed the third one. And like putting some of the most tricky things at the end, it's just so like, really? And like it's tricky not because it requires skill, it's tricky because of the poor teaching and the inconsistency with the other elements that came before it. So it's just kind of like a new thing and you're like, oh, it's right when it's the most risk, right? That's just understanding the 2 timers. See, that was cool. A lot of these challenges are just straight up... straight up whatever that was. Wow. Okay, let's see if I can learn one thing from this encounter. First, tip that guy off. And then don't hang out in the corner. They move so fast! Just try to, again, just trying to move forward and back with that pattern. It's just like...
brawl is surely brewing.
Okay.
Here goes.
Hit jump. So he calls the shark. It's not an enemy. At first I thought the ship was like shooting cannonballs at the shark. Just because of randomness. So you're like, ah! Maybe he calls a lot of help from the sea. Octopus. Oh, that's just an octopus again. Maybe I'll save up some of this parry power. Oh, I missed it. How? I'm not sure how to just sort of memorize that raw timer. I'm not sure what they want. But I probably should make these shots more efficient. No. What? Did you see that? This game is so stupid. You heard the slap sound effect. I hit it before the laser came up. Still died? Are you kidding me? After just raw memorizing the stupid pattern. Oh my gosh, I'm done. I'm done. This game. Learn how to design. Alright guys, that was more Cuphead madness. Another session, finding more and more things I take issue with. And the game's not necessarily, it's not really getting any better. I think the boss battles, like this one's cool because it has a lot of sort of potentially layered events, and I think there's 3 layers. The cannonball, and then like 2 other events, or the treasure chest, the cannonball, and then one other fish summon, which could be the dogfish. Not the shark, maybe the octopus. So up to 3 layers. That's kind of cool enough stuff. The whole style of Cuphead is kind of essentially having a boss setup and then having some extra randomized layer that timing wise and sync wise could just be completely off sync and creating unique and timing windows and other challenges. But you know, that was a boss that typified that style very clearly, but otherwise the game is still just doing the same exact thing. So congrats.